Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 22nd of December. India-China holds 20th round of border talks in New Delhi. Nepal poll panel announces proportional representation results. And now for all the details. India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said on Thursday that India will provide $25 million to Myanmar for development projects in troubled Rakhine province to enable the return of Rohingya Muslims.
India will provide Myanmar with $25 million for development projects, including prefabricated houses in troubled Rakhine province, to enable the return of Rohingya Muslims, India's foreign ministry said on Thursday. India, which is concerned about the influx of the refugees into its territory, has stressed economic development of the Rakhine region as a way to help reduce tensions. Besides housing, the proposals include building schools, healthcare facilities, and building bridges and roads.
$25 million over 5 years, which is an indicative figure and depends on the actual requirement and utilization. There are several other aspects of the discussion and what we intend to do with Myanmar and how we intend to help them with the objective of restoration of normalcy in the Rakhine state and enable the return of displaced persons.
The announcement comes after Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar's visit to Myanmar on Wednesday, during which he signed agreements on long-term socio-economic development of Rakhine province. More than 600,000 Rohingyas have escaped to Bangladesh and other neighboring countries since August following a military crackdown in Myanmar. The military crackdown was prompted after Rohingya insurgents attacked security posts.
Chinese State Councilor met India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval for the annual boundary negotiations in New Delhi on Friday. The meeting was a first between designated special representatives from the two countries since their troops ended a military standoff in August in disputed Doklam border area.
Chinese State Councilor Yang Jiechi met India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval for the annual boundary negotiations in New Delhi on Friday. The meeting was the first between designated special representatives from the two countries since Chinese and Indian troops ended a military standoff in August in disputed Doklam border region. The details of the meeting were immediately unknown, but the two representatives were expected to discuss ways to maintain peace and tranquility along the disputed 2,175-mile border and also discuss the Doklam standoff. China lays claim to more than 35,000 square miles disputed by New Delhi in the eastern sector of the Himalayas. India says China occupies 14,600 square miles of its territory on the Aksai Chin Plateau in the west. China and India have tried to develop two-way ties in recent years, but there is still deep distrust over the border dispute.
In news from Afghanistan, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence made a surprise visit to Afghanistan on Thursday. While reiterating the U.S. commitment for peace and stability, he said U.S. troops will see it through to the end in the war against insurgents.
U.S. Vice President Mike Pence on Thursday made a surprise trip to Afghanistan where he reiterated the Trump administration's promise of U.S. commitment to the region. He met Afghan President Ashraf Ghani and Chief Executive Abdullah, whom he told his presence was tangible evidence that the U.S. was in the country to see it through. Later, at a rally-style event at Bagram Air Base, Pence told hundreds of U.S. troops that he believes victory is closer than ever before.
We vowed to win this war on our terms, on this soil. And together with our allies, we came here to Afghanistan to liberate its people and prevent the terrorists from ever threatening our homeland again. And we are staying in that fight, and we will see it through to the end.
Pence also slammed Pakistan for providing safe havens to militant groups and warned it has much to lose by continuing to do so. US troops are involved in training Afghan security forces and carrying out counter-terrorism operations in Afghanistan, hoping to reverse gains by the Taliban and prod it to negotiate for peace. At the end of August, there were some 11,000 US troops there, and more have since arrived.
In news from Nepal, Nepal's Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba on Friday held a meeting of senior leaders of 5 major political parties to end the current standoff over National Assembly election. The leaders resolved to find the solution through continued dialogue.
Nepalese Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba on Friday summoned a meeting of 5 major political parties to end the current standoff over National Assembly election. The meeting was attended by top leaders of Nepali Congress, CPN-UML, CPN Maoist Centre, Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal or RJPN, and Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum Nepal. The left alliance of the CPN-UML and CPN Maoist Centre expressed their reservations over the government's proposal of single transferable vote system in the ordinance that has been sent to the President for approval. The leaders stuck their respective stances, resulting in indecisive conclusion of the meeting. However, they expressed their commitment to find a way to resolve the crisis through continued dialogue. The President had on Wednesday urged the leaders of Left Alliance to resolve the standoff over the ordinance through political consensus.
More on news from Nepal. Nepal's Election Commission on Friday made public the number of seats the political parties have secured under the proportional representation or PR system in Provincial Assembly on Friday. As per the poll body, CPN-UML has obtained 75 seats, Nepali Congress 72 and CPN Maoist Centre has got 35 seats. Similarly, Sanghiya Samajwadi Forum has secured 13 seats while RJPN has got 12 seats. Also, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party and Viveksheel Sajha have got 3 seats each. Jan Morcha got 2 while Naya Shakti has got 1 seat in the Provincial Assembly. Nepal witnessed the parliamentary and provincial polls in 2 phases on November 26 and December 7. Indian Navy showcased its might performing different marine exercises and drills during a day at sea event on Thursday. Locals too got the glimpses of the event as they were carried to the sea by an Indian Navy ship, INS Chennai.
Indian Navy on Thursday showcased its might through different marine exercises and drills during a day at sea event in India's Western Goa province. Lawmakers and civilians also got a glimpse of the Navy exercises as they were carried to the sea by the guided missile destroyer, Indian Navy ship INS Chennai during the event. The event observed different live demonstrations of transferring personnel and material between ships and search and rescue operations by naval helicopters.
As a part of our activities for the Navy Week and related period, aim is that we expose our countrymen, including our lawmakers, to a day at sea so that we are able to showcase to them that what is the capability their Navy has, as also what are the different kind of platforms which we have.
Indian Navy is in the midst of accelerated modernization at present under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It inducted an all-aircraft carrier from Russia in 2014 to add to an aging British vessel likely to be decommissioned in 2018. Soon after taking office last year, Prime Minister Modi cleared funds to ensure another carrier being built domestically which will be ready for service in 2018.
A gigantic statue of Lord Buddha in India's southern Hyderabad city is attracting tourists from across the country. The statue is one of the world's tallest monolithic stone statues of Gautam Buddha.
A 58 feet tall statue of Lord Buddha in India's southern Hyderabad city is attracting tourists from across the country. The gigantic statue is one of the world's tallest monolithic stone statues of Gautam Buddha, located in Lumbini Park on an island in Hussain Sagar Lake. Every day, tourists can be seen flocking the island and clicking pictures next to the statue, which was consecrated by Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama in 2006.
बहुत सुंदर लगा ये जगह, बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा स्टैचू, और सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा बोट में आने के बाद यहाँ पे मतलब थोड़ा सा रुक के देखने के बाद बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। बहुत अच्छा दिख रहा है, प्लेस बहुत अच्छा है, क्लीन है, क्लियर है, और फर्स्ट टाइम आई हूँ इधर पे, और ये प्लेस बहुत अच्छा लगा है। बहुत मतलब ब्रॉड एरिया है, बहुत अच्छा मतलब नीट एंड क्लीन है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
Referred as the Rock of Gibraltar, the Buddha statue was built between 1983 and 1989 under the governance of former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, late N.T. Ramarao. It is said that while on a visit to New York, Rao was inspired by the idea of the Statue of Liberty, and the statue was his contribution towards the city.
A 4-day-long adventure sports festival in India's northeastern Arunachal Pradesh province recently attracted tourists from around the world. The festival, which aimed to promote tourism in the province, also included a blend of performances by local and international musicians.
Tourists from around the world recently thronged Dambuk town of India's northeastern Arunachal Pradesh province to witness the thrill of an off-road adventure sports rally during an adventure and music festival. The fourth edition of the fest, known as Orange Festival, aimed to promote tourism and invited adrenaline junkies to the remote town, accessible for only 6 months in a year. Visitors during the festival enjoyed different adventure sports such as river rafting and jungle safari in the rainforests of Brahmaputra riverbed.
Cultural exchanges are there. Lots of foreigners come here, and they see what we do, how we live. So it's good. We can exchange our thoughts, thinkings.
Yeah, it was, I think, very great. Great experience, and oranges, all this sun, nice people around, very friendly. Yeah.
Backed by Arunachal Pradesh Tourism Department, Orange Festival is also known for its diverse and colourful music scenes. This time, the fest hosted an array of bands from India and other parts of the world, including a headline performance by American guitarist and singer Richie Kotzen.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.